They sell 1.9 billion drinks every day. It's more recognized than the word hello. But behind this iconic red label lies a story of wars, secrets, and scandals, and a company at a crossroad. This isn't just about its product, it's about power, vision, and survival. Welcome, my friends. Today I'm going to talk about Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is just a beverage. It's a blueprint. It's a blueprint of building and sustaining a global empire. Over 138 years, it's mastered marketing, scale distribution like a military operation, built one of the most recognizable brands in the history, and adapted to the cultural shift across continents. But like every empire, Coca-Cola today faces a paradox. The strategies that made it a great, not the same ones, will keep it great. So today, I will break down Coca-Cola's past, the present, and the future, not as a fan, but as a strategist. Think of this as a live MBA case. What made Coke dominant? What pressure it faces? And how its marketing, sales, and operations need to evolve for the tomorrow. The secret formula and global expansion, a perfect book of product and operations. In 1886, John created the Coca-Cola syrup in Atlanta. But the real mastermind was Asa Candler, who turned this product into empire through operations and distribution. Candler invested heavily in bottling franchises, a decentralized model that allowed Coke to scale globally without owning even a single factory. This was operations brilliance decades before franchisee became so common. Then came World War II. Coke promised a bottle to every US soldier for 5 cents everywhere. And to deliver it, built bottling plants across Europe, Africa, and Asia. The move wasn't just patriotic, it was strategic. By piggybanking on US military logistics, Coke expanded its supply chain infrastructure globally at a near zero marketing cost. Coke essentially created a follow-the-flag distribution model. It's used conflict logistics to set up what we see as the future commercial routes. These wartime plants later became the commercial bottling hubs. And it's a textbook case of turning geopolitical events into operational advantage. In 1945, Coke had 64 overseas bottling plants, decades before most global FMCGs scaled internationally. Second, the Cola Wars. In 1970s and 80s, Coke supremacy was challenged. Pepsi challenge campaign revealed that in blind test, people often preferred Pepsi's sweeter taste, and Pepsi positioned itself as the drink of new generation. And Coke's response was historic and disastrous. In 1985, it launched a new cola altering its formula. The backlash was instant. Protest groups were formed. Coke received over 8,000 angry calls a day. Within 79 days, it reversed course with Coca-Cola Classic. But here is a marketing insight. This failure became a loyalty accelerator for the company. Consumers' outrage proved how emotionally attached they were to the brand, not just the taste. Coke turned a PR disaster into a brand-defining moment. And this episode showed that the power of emotional branding over functional differentiation. Pepsi had a better taste in the tests, but Coke owned identity. They weren't just selling sugar water, they were selling nostalgia, belonging, Americana. After introducing the original formula, Coca-Cola market share increased significantly. New Coke became a marketing case study taught worldwide, and the corporate vision became own every sip. So Coca-Cola modern vision isn't to sell Coke, it's to own the entire beverage moment, a concept they call share of stomach. Whether it's bottled water, juice, soda, Coca-Cola wants its portfolio in your hand, in our hands. And this is why they own or invest in over 200 brands, from Fanta to Minute Maid, Costa Coffee to Vitamin Water to acquiring Thumbs Up in India and more. And they're present in over 200 countries, more than the UN has members. So the Coca-Cola moved from being a single product company to a beverage giant. without diluting its master brand. They use a house of brand strategy, allowing each product to target different segments while leveraging global distribution efficiencies. Coca-Cola brand is recognized by 94% of world's population, making its most universally recognized commercial symbol on earth. The controversy and the criticism. With power comes scrutiny. Coca-Cola is under pressure on multiple fronts. Health. A single can has 39 grams of sugar. As obesity and diabetes rise, Coca-Cola faces soda taxes and bans in school. Environment. Water depletion protest in India, multiple years ranked as world's #1 plastic polluter, accused of lobbying against sugar taxes, funding misleading health studies. This is a classical example of externalities catching up with the strategy. So Coke's growth model relied on high sugar, single-use products, and low-cost distribution. As public awareness increases, regulatory and reputational costs are going to rise, and this will create strategic tensions. Can there be a business model which survives with a stricter health and a sustainability norms? Coca-Cola no longer just competes with Pepsi. Its real rivals are Starbucks, bottled water, Amazon's logistics, functional drink startups, and shifting consumer habits. The sales data shows soda consumption declining steadily in developed markets, while bottled water and zero sugar drinks grow. PepsiCo's dessert diversifies into snacks with Fructo-Lays and Quaker, insulating itself from the beverage trends. Coca-Cola remains a very beverage-centric company, and its portfolio requires agility. So Coca-Cola's historic strength was distribution dominance, fridges in every store and vending machine, fountain partnership, but digital channels, direct-to-consumer models, and premium coffee chains are reshaping point-of-sale dynamics. Coke's ability to rethink sales channels will determine its future strength. How can we not talk about the strategic shifts and innovation? Coca-Cola is not standing still, launching Coke Zero Sugar, smaller cans, and reformulation of aligning with health trends, acquiring Costa Coffee to enter the cafe business, investing in flavored waters, energy drinks, plant-based beverages, running innovative campaigns like Share a Cold, brilliant, which personalized bottles with names and boosted US sales by 2% after 11 years of decline. Share a Coke is a masterclass in mass personalization at scale. By personalizing the label, Coke turned a commodity product into a conversation starter, leveraging distribution model, the power of distribution, and emotional engagement. But Coke faces this question: can it stay iconic while appealing to the health-conscious Gen Zs? Can it genuinely reduce its environmental impact? Should it diversify like Pepsi, or just double down on the beverage? This is a core versus explore challenge. The core business, sugary drinks, is massively profitable, but increasingly under fire. Exploration into healthier and tech-driven models requires new capability and cultural shift. Managing both is a classic ambidextrous problem and a good to have in a business context. The Coca-Cola's journey mirrors many iconic firms. Its past was built on a brilliant operations and a myth making. Its present is defined by marketing power and global scale, but growing regulatory, health and environmental pressures is going to add to the existing challenges which the company faces. Its future hinges on how well it can innovate, diversify, and adapt its marketing, sales, and operations for the new generation. Like Apple, which I spoke about in my last video, its biggest threat isn't an external competitor, it's whether its own strategy and culture and history can keep up with the changing world. So, what do you do if you're in Coke's strategy team? Again, this is my personal point of view. Would you double down on the core or aggressively pivot around in the new categories? Drop into your thoughts in the comments. And if you like this breakdown, check out my deep dive on Apple, because sometimes the biggest threat to iconic companies isn't its competition, it's themselves.